Welcome to the Dougie Wuggy Story Hour. Coming to you today from Cole Arts Camp in Oakland, California. Give it up for Cole Arts Camp. If you want to come to the camp, you can go to www.coleartscamp.com and you can sign up and come and hear stories live and dance, perform, sing, and do art, and it's a lot of fun. Are you guys having fun at Cole Arts Camp? Yeah! We have our big show tomorrow. You excited about the show? Yeah. So we have a lot of different acts in the show tomorrow. We have a bunch of puppet shows. We have singing. We have dancing. We have drumming. We have comedy. We have jokes. And, gymnastics, right? Yeah. All right. Should we get on with the story? Yeah. All right. Now, this is called Joe and Jill, Chapter 4. Now, some of you have heard... If you haven't heard Joe and Jill chapters 1, 2, and 3, you want to listen to those first, okay? Well, Joe and Jill were in their barn when there was a knock at the door. They go to the door, and it was the king, the queen, the prince, and the princess. They said, "There's big trouble." "What's the big trouble?" said Joe and Jill. "The big trouble is there's a cyclops coming." "What is a cyclops?" said Joe. "Okay, it's like this giant dude, and he's like a monster, and he's got sharp teeth, and he has one eye in the middle of his forehead. And he's been here before, and he's really mean, and he robbed all the houses, and he smashed all the houses, and he stole people's stuff, and he's a really bad dude, and we have to stop him. And we were hoping you could stop him because you have weapons." "We don't have weapons." "Yeah, you have your horn. You can use your horn like a weapon." "Oh, yeah, but I don't know. He could, if he's that strong, he could just snap our horn. He could just snap our horn off like a candy cane." "Oh, yeah, that's true." And then Joe said, "Let's go ask the fairies, because they always have a solution, right?" Yeah. Right? The fairies always know what to do. They have some magic spell, like lasers or turning us into bees or magic shrinking drops and all that. All that.
They could turn the cyclops into shrinking drops. And they could put this.
Yeah. That's true, but guess what? They ran out of the shrinking drops, because to make the shrinking drops, you have to have certain flowers, and the flowers, they had picked all the flowers. So they could not make any more magic shrinking drops. So that was not a solution, okay? And the laser, I don't think was going to work on him, because he has a certain protection with his eye where lasers don't bother him. Okay, so they go to fly to the fairy forest, and they're like, fairies, there's a big problem here. The cyclops has come in." "Oh no, not the cyclops," said the fairies. "He was here 10 years ago. Oh, he caused a lot of damage. He's really scary. So what do you suggest?" What we suggest, let's see. What if we turn you into wasps? Okay, why a wasp? Because the cyclops is allergic to wasps. Okay? If you sting him in his eye will just get shut and swollen, and he'll go blind. And then if he's blind, you can fight him better. "Oh, okay. So you actually know how to turn us into wasps?" And they're like, "Well, actually, no, we've never done that before, but we could try." And they're like, "Oh, great. You're going to experiment on us?"
I already knew you were going to say that, Doug.
And they're like, come on. It's worth a try. We can always turn you back if it doesn't work right. Okay, fine. So one fairy comes out. She goes, doobie, 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 bosk. Turn these alicorns into giant wasps. But guess what? She did it wrong, and she turned them into butterflies. And they're like, seriously, butterflies? How are we going to defeat an evil cyclops if we're butterflies? He's just going to smush us. Okay, that didn't work. Then another fairy came out. I can do this. This is so easy. Doobie, 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 bosk. Turn them into giant wasps. And she actually turned them into, okay, this sounds weird. She got the spell all mixed up. She turned them into flying puppies. Really? Flying puppies? That's so weird. I mean, it's cool and everything, but I don't think a flying puppy is going to destroy an evil cyclops monster. And then like, okay, we'll turn you back. Let's go get Grandma. She knows how to fix everything. So they go into Grandma's little house. You remember Grandma? Yeah. She's 250-something years old. She sleeps all the time. And they're like, hey, Grandma. Grandma, wake up! Grandma, whoa, where's the fire? Where's the fire? No, Grandma, there's no fire. She said, why did you wake me up? Don't tell me it's those alicorns again. Yeah, we need your help. Oh, now what? We need you to turn them into flying wasps. Big, giant wasps. Oh, why? Because the cyclops is coming. Oh, you want to sting him in his eye, right? Exactly. Okay, fine. So she gets on her bathrobe and her slippers.
No way.
She says, I need my coffee first.
No way.
I'm tired. So they make some coffee for Grandma. Did you know old fairy grandmas like coffee? Yeah, it's true. Okay.
My mom likes coffee too.
Do your parents like coffee?
My dad likes it so.
Yeah. Okay.
My mom has it
All the time, a lot of coffee. Well, guess what? The grandma fairy likes her coffee too. She goes, all right, ready for action. She comes out. She goes, all right, I'm going to turn you guys into wasps. Are you ready? They're like, we're ready. Doobie, 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 boss. Turn them into giant wasps. She turns them into these huge wasps that are about this big. And guess how long their stinger is? As long as my arm. Dude, that is a long stinger. And they're like, whoa. So Grandma says, look, be careful. You want to sting him right in his eye. You only get one chance because he's fast and he's smart. And if he catches you, he's going to smush you. And they're like, oh, great. Thanks a lot, Grandma. I'm just warning you. He's a dangerous enemy. Now go. So they fly into the forest. And they hide behind some big giant trees and they wait for the bad monster to come. He comes growling through the forest. He starts knocking down trees. He's so strong. So big, so strong. And he's about to go to the village and attack the houses and stuff. And then they fly up behind him and they start and they sting him in his neck. They can't get his eye, but they're stinging him in his neck again and again. And then he turns around, and he's like, and he goes like this. And then they go, attack. And they sting him right in his giant eye. Ah! He screams. And guess what? Green monster blood starts to stream down his face. Ah! Ah! And then his eye gets shut. It's swollen. He's blind. He can't see. And he starts walking towards a cliff. And he falls over the cliff because he doesn't see it. And guess what happens? He falls on a sharp rock and right through his heart. He lets out a scream that you could hear for 10 miles. Ah! Even the fairies could hear it. They're like, oh, that sounds like the monster. They fly over there and they look over the cliff, and there's the monster dead at the bottom of the cliff with a giant rock through his heart. And they're like, oh, that's disgusting. Is he dead? And they're like, I think so. I think he's dead. But you think that's the end of the story? Do you want to hear the next chapter?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear chapter 5?
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely.
Here's chapter 5.
What's it called?
It's called The Revenge of the Brother. You see, the Cyclops has a brother.
Is he a bad brother?
Oh, yeah. He's meaner, he's stronger, he's smarter, and he starts looking for his brother because his brother was supposed to come home for dinner that night. And he says, where's my brother? He starts looking for him, and he sees a trail of green monster blood. And he follows the trail, and then he looks over the cliff, and what does he see? His brother dead at the bottom of the cliff. No! Who killed my brother? Who killed my brother? Who killed my brother?
Is he a monster?
Yes, he's a monster. He's a monster cyclops. And he goes into the forest and he grabs a little squirrel and he says, did you see who killed my brother? And the squirrel says, no, sir, I was busy collecting acorns from my babies. Please leave me alone. Try the fox. He might have seen something, so he goes over, he grabs the fox by the tail, swirls him around. Woo! Did you see who killed my brother? No, sir, I didn't. I was busy getting food from my family. But try the eagle. He sees everything. You know how eagles have very good vision,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because in nighttime, they look down and they can see very well.
They see very well. So he climbs up the tree. Even for a big monster, he's a good climber. And he grabs the eagle. Did you see who killed my brother? He goes, as a matter of fact, I did. There were these 2 giant wasps, and they stung him in his eye, and he went blind, and he fell over the cliff. Giant wasps? Where did they go? Down to that barn down there. And then he's like, okay, you better not be lying to me. No, sir, not lying, definitely not lying, telling you the truth. Please leave me alone. So the Cyclops starts running down towards Joe and Jill's barn to get them. But fortunately, there was a little bird, a little robin, and she flew down fast and she pecked down the window. She went. And Joe and Jill said, hey, there's a robin pecking at our window. Let her in. They let the robin in. Robin, what's wrong? The Cyclops is coming to get you. Oh, no, he's dead. No, it's his brother. He's got a brother. He's got a brother. He's coming to get you. And they're like, ah! And they look out the window. And they see the Cyclops brother running down the mountain. Let's get out of here quick. So they fly out the back door and they go to the fairy forest. But 1 minute later, the monster comes to their house. He tries the front door, locked. He tries the back door, locked. No problem. Bam! He smashes the door. And he goes, I know you were here. I will find you and get my revenge. I will find you. I will revenge my brother. You know what revenge is? Where you get somebody back for doing something. You get him back.
I'll just
Hey.
let me a little beat,
Yeah.
and then sing that.
All right. So But Joe and Jill fly to the fairy forest, and the fairies say, did you get the monster? Yeah, we got him, but he's got a brother, he's got a brother, he's got a brother. He knows about us. Please, 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 please. Turn us back into alicorns. Okay, they turn them back into alicorns. And then they're like, we need to defeat the brother. What should we do? And you know what one of the fairies says? Look, what if we turn you invisible and you just use your horn? Because your horn is like a weapon, right? Correct? Isn't the horn like a weapon? You can just get him in his eye with your horn. Oh, that's disgusting. Really? Yeah. But be careful, because if he catches you, he'll snap your horn off and pull your wings off. Oh, gosh. You're freaking us out here, bro. Okay. But we have to stop the monster before he destroys the town. So they said, all right. The fairies come out. They turn them invisible. They fly back into the forest. And there is the cyclops. He says, I know you're here because I can smell you. I know that you are not wasps. I know your secret. I know that you're actually alicorns. Come out and fight, or I will find you and get you. But what he doesn't know is that they're invisible. So he's searching for them, searching. And then all of a sudden Jill says, attack! And, oh, do you want to hear this part? Yeah. They get him right in his eye. Ah! Again and again. Shh. And the monster blood starts to flow down his face. His eye gets shut. He's blind like his brother. He starts walking towards the same cliff. And guess what? He falls off the cliff and lands on the same sharp rock right on top of his brother. Right through his evil heart. And now it's like a monster sandwich. And they look, and guess what happens? A river of green monster blood flows out of him. And he dies, and the monster is dead. And then the fairies hear the scream, and they fly over and they look over the cliff. Ooh, now there are 2 dead monsters there. Yay, you killed the monsters. You did it. Yay for Joe and Jill. You saved the town. And they fly back. And then, wait, listen. No, there's no mom. They fly back, and the fairies turn them back into alicorns. And they say, dude, you need to wash your horn. It's full of monster blood. I'm like, oh, yeah. Because it's full of green monster blood, their horn. That would look gross, huh? And monster guts and stuff. Ew. And they wash their horn in the river and clean it off. And then they saved the town. And everyone was very happy for Joe and Jill. Now, that is the end of chapter 5. Should I come up with a chapter 6, do you think? Yeah! All right. Well, that's it for today. Let's give it up for the Dougie Wuggy Story Hour, everybody. I'm sorry I don't have my harmonica today, but I'll pretend. Bye-bye, everybody.